So today we get to talk about conviction, and first statement was the stronger you believe it, the more people will actually feel it. Remember, you cannot, when it comes to public speaking, we are all joining forces here. For those that want to be coaches, those that are building brands, those that want to be, you know, world changers, those that are brand influencers, there is nothing that you can communicate without understanding what communication is, or without understanding, actually nothing. There is nothing you can do, even just living a life, even running a relationship or running a business, okay? You must be able to know how to communicate. But now, when it comes to communication, your words must carry a certain weight for people to keep listening to you, for people to want to listen to you. Some of us want to be actually public speakers by profession. We want to earn money out of speaking. We want to influence people. We want to impact people, but we want to build a business out of impacting people and building people. Okay, so whether you are going to be a content creator, whether you're going, as in, it's the conviction. There are some of the content creators that you see and you like them and you favorite them and you want to be notified about every post that they post. Do you know why you do that? Single thing. They believe so much in what they are saying that you feel it through the screen. And sometimes they can say simple words, the same things that you have heard over and over again, but they make so much sense to you because there was a heavy conviction behind the words that they were saying. So never say anything you do not believe in. Never. This business of running to Google very fast, getting notes, and then all of a sudden you start presenting the Google notes. You realize that there is zero conviction. There is zero attachment. Did you research about that topic they gave you? Yes, they gave you a topic. Yes, you researched about that topic. But again, you are nowhere in those notes. So what we are feeling are popcorns ezisemu empewo. Have you ever eaten popcorns ezisemu empewo? Yeah, I couldn't find a different, but popcorn ezisemu empewo. You eat it, biringa biguwa, biringa bitulika, tebitulika, biringa bikolachi, until you're like, oh man, popcorn is no kanziveko. Ozivako buvi. Watch it, you'll make it to obutabu atusi. Mbamanyi, because so you realize that the power of conviction is what truly brings out the message when we stand to speak. Now, the reason as to why, for those of you that are taking notes, and specifically, all we are here to build businesses, we talk about finding the niche, okay? When we talk about finding the niche, number two, we talk about the audience, okay? Understanding your audience. When you understand your audience, then you get to understand their problems. When you understand their problems, then you can be able to create solutions. When you create the solutions, then you are creating content that can be able to do the lead generation. You're able to nurture them with that content, and then you are able to convert them with that content. Are we together? Should we repeat that? Yes. You understand your niche, number one. So as a public speaker, the reason as to why you intentionally build this business, you cannot speak. That is why people say, but for me, I fear speaking amongst people, in front of people. Do you know why they fear speaking in front of people? Number one, you don't have anything to talk about. And number two, even if you have something to talk about, you're not passionate about it. Right? So they call you to talk about company, and then you come and talk about company. The vision is not yours, and you're just talking about the company. It's like you're talking about another person's passion, right? So you're not really passionate about it. But here, when you find your niche, and you're like, you know what? I want to be able to speak to the women. I want to be able to speak to the women because I feel so bad that so many women are running in a rat race and they're not getting unstuck. And some of them want to make better money, they want to create better families, but they're just there. They're procrastinating, to whom it may concern. I don't know what's happening with the women. Now you have the burning fire inside of you and your niche. Now you're like, you know what, my target is going to be these women. Now you have a niche. After the niche, then you understand what your audience is, okay? So your niche, you want to empower them, you want to transform them, you want to help them make better decisions, okay? And now, all of a sudden, you're saying, these are the women, and the women are ranging between maybe the years of 23 to around 50. So now, you know your audience. When you know all your audience, you're like, what are the problems? These women that are not getting unstuck, what are the problems they are facing? Chances are, some of them are depressed. Chances are, some of them tried certain things that did not work out and they were discouraged. Chances are, they were betrayed at some point of their lives. Chances are, so you realize that now you're starting to know their problems, you're writing them one by one, and now you have like 100 of them. You're like, some of these women have contradicting or limiting beliefs in their minds. Some of them are still going to according to the script of their grandfathers and their grandmothers. And they have not elevated or leveled up their lives to the current situation and what is happening right now. The speed at which they need to run, the wisdom with which they need to function is not, they are slow. So now you actually come out because you have the passion, and I usually say the passion that you have is God's burden. God is sharing his burden with you, and so he wants, because he cannot come out and say, abakazi mwena abalemererwa to get unstuck, come here. So now what he does is he makes you unsettled, and sometimes God will permit you to go through certain circumstances so that when you stand, you have a conviction. Because sometimes when you talk about things that you have never gone through, you sound like the popcorn that. When someone talks about depression, you have your own version, authentic version of a depression. And when you mention it, there are a million people that are out there that are saying, you were talking about exactly what I'm going through. It's like you are in my house. Now, those people are picking up their pieces. Those people are learning to make decisions. Why? Because God shared his burden with you. He didn't leave you unsettled. You went through that rough patch of your life. You lost peace. You lost sleep. And now you are here to say, I came out victorious, and so can you. So let's go. Now you know their problems. Now you are creating solutions for their problems. Now you are starting to shoot videos about their problems. Now you're starting to get a circle of 10 women, 5 women, and discussing about how you can be able to make yourself better, how to earn better money, how to bring up better children. And now you're able to be invited to the TV because people have seen that you actually have the content. You have the passion that you are talking about something and you really mean what you're talking about. So you realize that after going through all those things, when you get to a place and you are speaking, for example, the very first event that I ever hosted was the Tears on My Pillow. And I hosted the event before I wrote the book. So the Tears on My Pillow, it was the very first event that I didn't even think many women would attend. And guess what? Many men drove their women to the venue and told them, Bahati aliwagulu, gendo labe Bahati. We ended up with a space that was not enough. But because I had the conviction, because I had the passion, when I stood to speak, even if there were no more words, every woman, even women that were older than me, were feeling that, you know what? She has come to liberate us. She has come, as in she has not come to just kutwepa nkirako, but she indeed feels our pain. She knows our problems, and she does not want to see anyone die in those problems. You get it? So, conviction. Whatever you're going to talk about, even for those of us that go to do Beyond Success, you realize that when you speak with conviction, the level and the silence in the room will be different. While if you are the popcorn everyone ajakuba mumbekulu. You keep quiet, keep quiet. If you have to tell people multiple times to keep quiet, there's something wrong with your delivery. There's something wrong with your delivery. If you have to scream and shout, there's something wrong with your delivery. The moment you are speaking and you can even keep quiet and people keep quiet with you, anticipating the words that are going to come out of your mouth the next, just know the conviction is heavy. Just know whatever is coming out of your mouth is medicine. just know whatever is coming out of your mouth, you're performing surgery, live surgery on people's hearts. You are healing people's wounds. You are patching them up. You are giving them hope. So they do not want to miss even a single word. That when you keep quiet, yours is the only voice that they can hear. When you keep quiet, even a pin that drops on the floor, you can hear it. They are eager. So conviction makes people eager to actually hear from us. Okay? Communicating with conviction changes other people's lives. For those of you that are taking notes, having conviction changes your life. It changes because it is a process that you have gone through to amass the conviction. And I would want someone to explain the word conviction, because it's possible I can talk conviction, but I'm talking gibberish, speaking gibberish. Conviction. Conviction. Some of you are like, I feel it, but I don't know how to bring it out. What do you feel? Tell us what you feel. Tell us what you feel. Conviction. Conviction. Yes. Ah! And Luganda chinyege nyege nedde. Chinyege nyege is like you're enthusiastic. Chinyege nyege, you're excited actually. Credibility is actually different. Credibility is actually different. You are convicted. You believe in it beyond a shadow of doubt. Beyond a shadow of doubt. That is why you cannot copy experience from another person, and you cannot copy conviction. That someone went through it and now you're speaking in a third party and you're speaking about their conviction. No. You must have gone through it. You must feel its pain in order for you to actually speak it, because we say that it changes your life, okay? But it also, communicating it, you bringing it out, is what changes other people's lives. So that means you must be able to deliver it. It's not enough to have it. It's not enough to believe, to know it. Beyond a shadow of doubt, you must be able to communicate it so it can change other people's lives, okay? And so many times I talk about my story and about my convictions when it comes to relationships. My convictions, I will call them convictions, came out of vivid life experiences. Of living in trauma, living in fear, living in a broken family, and for so long, and walking on tiptoes, not knowing what tomorrow held. And so, when I had those convictions, when I came out, I did not need to Google, I did not need to read anywhere. I was speaking about the experiences that were happening in my home, one by one. And whenever I said them, so many people would say, it's like you're in my home. It's like you're talking to me. That's the kind of man I have. That's the kind of woman I have. But why? Because I knew that for sure that's exactly what happens. Okay? So if we want to be able to change, no one is ever going to pay you their money if their life cannot be changed. No one. People have money in their pockets. We are not going to twist their arms. We are not going to manipulate them. We are not going to omit the truth. What we are going to do is deliver value. And part of delivering value is delivering it with conviction. When someone says, I know without a shadow of doubt that this medicine I'm giving you is going to heal you, because it has healed so many people, because he knows. Even when you ask so many questions like, you know what, just use it. Come back and tell me after 1 week. Tell me what you will have experienced. Do you know that it's easy to buy from such a person? You're like, this person believes in what they are selling. But someone who tells you, I don't know, Kale, abantu bafuna results zanja ulo ya ulo, the other one can get better results and the other one gets. And then you're like, but do these counseling things work? You know, these counseling things, okay, now they work depending on a person, depending on the mood, depending on, as in what exactly are you telling me? Then stop selling counseling sessions. But do these mentorship things work? Agamba kale, some people come, and then others, okay, it's there. Who will come for mentorship? But without a shadow of doubt, I know that this is like Omanyi etanulu that has been, and you're in fire. And after you go, you will not even know how you glow. You will not know, as in where you will be positioned, you will be a cornerstone. And that is the conviction that you must carry with whatever message. It could be the simplest of message. You're not going to speak about new things on earth. You're not going to come up with new things. You're going to speak the same old things. Your arrangement is going to be different. Your examples are going to be different. But your conviction is at the core of whether that message lands or does not land. I think, have you listened to some speakers and you're like, Oba Maladi? And then you notandika omweraliikirirako ogamba ha yetugenda alemedde ku luzungu lwaki tadda mu Luganda oba alemedde mu Luganda ng'olaba bambi ayagala to fit in alemedde mu Luganda lwaki taddayo mu luzungu ogamba okay kale teyandiwadde examples nyingi oba yandiwaddeko emu. Why? Because you feel there is something missing. So the people that we speak to are wise. We are not speaking to, even kindergarten children are wise. You don't speak nonsense and they will listen. But when you're speaking sense, with conviction, they will actually listen. They will give you attention. Even the hardest people will give you attention. Okay? So make sure that you know that having those convictions changes your life, but communicating them, because we are talking about communicating and speaking, is making sure that it changes other people's lives. Okay? Now, when you have conviction about what you're talking about, you believe in things others do not believe in. Number one, you believe in things others do not believe in. And when you hold that belief, you can be two different salespeople. You're speaking about the same product, and one is making sales and one is not making sales. You can be the same, two different pastors speaking about the same sermon. And others will be blessed, and here people will not be blessed. Okay? So, people that have conviction believe things that others do not. When someone says, the power of showing up every day, you will be like, Naina Bachi, why don't I show up? You get it? Like, it challenges you. You're like, you know what? You can never undermine the power of the compounding effect. You can never undermine the power of the piling momentum, the speed that you are accumulating over time when you show up every day, consistently. When someone says that, because they have walked the journey, because they have been on that road, it sounds so different for someone who is trying to fake it so that they can get money. And no one wants fakers. Everyone wants people who are authentic. That's why people, Mama, motivational speakers, they will say, I started a restaurant, Nakachere come. Gone are days when people used to listen to such things. People no longer listen to such things. Remember, for those of you that we went through the session where we talked about the different types of the kind of people helper that you can be. That you can be the expert, that you are giving them the expert knowledge. That you can be the adventurer, the one that is sharing your journey as you go. And you're telling them that, you know what, I stumbled on this scripture, and you know, I'm leveling up in this place, I'm learning to pray, I'm learning to speak about what comes to my mind without too much preparation. So you're sharing your journey with people. And then there are people who are reporters. You know, they're just reporting, they're just telling other people's stories, you know. Look at so and so, look at so and so, and they're all speakers. But every type of speaker must have conviction. Every type of speaker must have, and then they see things others do not see. If you're going to be a transformational speaker, you see things that others don't see. Sometimes you can come to a room, you prepared your message, and your message you have to swap the message. Because you see people, and the level of discernment that we talked about, you see that the people in that room, whatever message you're going to deliver is going to hit over their heads. And now you have to either be able to realign the message that you brought to a different angle or change the message altogether. But still, you show up with conviction. Because conviction is not practiced. Conviction is not borrowed. Conviction has to come from the inside. Okay? So, number 3, they say things others do not say. Transformational speakers say things others do not say. While others will toil around the word, did you hear how I spoke about the emberenge, isemwempeo? Yeah, there are some speakers who can never say that because they'll be like, ha, kakati wangenda kunyiza abantu. You get it? But where I put it, didn't it apply? It applied. Like, it made sense. It brought out the gist of the matter that I was actually talking about. But they are too careful. There are some speakers that are they want to be too correct. They want to be in a proper line. They don't want to annoy anyone. You're not there to please anyone. You're there to deliver transformation. And some transformation is on the wrong side. Some transformation is annoying. Yeah. Some transformation is about calling a spade a spade. Some transformation is about calling a woman out that is 30 years old and telling them why are wrinkles on your face. What aren't you doing? Calling someone out and telling them why do you have 8 layers of makeup on your face? What are you hiding? Like, seriously. Now, there is a different level of anointing that you need as a transformational speaker to be able to see through people's, I will call it as it is, bullshit. And you're like, here, soft words do not help. If I handle them with gloves, I take a cut, you know, we must grow, and then now you must put one foot in front of the other, and I'm like, you foolish Galatians, what happened? Who is bewitching you? Some people need a wake-up call. But most speakers, you know, now, after that, then you can, no. That I do not train here because I don't have the anointing for it and I don't have the wisdom for it. Of being too careful and being, no, if you're supposed, like a doctor, now they say, but you don't want this injection, it's okay. Let's leave it, it's too painful, Bambi. Let's just leave it. You just go back, you will get better. What's that? You call a spade a spade. Okay, so there's transformation speakers, because of conviction, they say what others, they feel things that others do not feel. When you are filled with rage about what you are passionate about, and you're like, you know what? I am tired of just feeling sorry for these women. I think right now they just need a dose of reality to wake up from the slumber that they are in. And you start giving them a lineup of how an average life moves. You're like, average is average. And no one loves average. Everyone loves something exceptional. So because of the rage that you feel, you say things that that others do not say, okay? And then you feel things deeply that others do not feel. That is why you have a niche. That is why you have, you know your audience. That is why you're putting down their pains. You're like, you know what? Never in this town should any man go through this. Like how Tim has this heart for men, to mentor men. He believes every man should be able to create a better marriage. And because he has seen so many men lose it because of being men. And I was like, so being a man now is overrated. As in, decide to be a real man. A man that respects, a man that is loyal, and it is a pain when he speaks, you can really see that he wants to drum it in their heads. And nabatereze bulungi nyabagambe gundi. Terera. Okay? So, they do things that others do not do. Transformational speakers. And they receive things that others do not receive. Every time I saw some of these things, and about the different niches, about, even if I'm speaking to you as speakers right now, you can see, I don't want to be just like any other speaker. I don't want that. Otherwise, I will not have done my job. If you go and be like every other speaker, good morning, now we are going to talk about how to go from A up to B. And, you know, prayer is very important. And you're like, oh God, who trained this one? Where did they learn this from? You know? A person with conviction, not every time you're going to start your notes from the top. Sometimes you'll start them from down or from the middle. Or sometimes you will come and you will fit into your notes what is not in your notes. Why? Because you are authentic, you have conviction that what you have come to deliver is not just for delivery, it's not just for a show off. It is not just about, speaking is not about putting on nice clothes. Speaking is not about creating a followership. Speaking, all those are results. They are attracting. The moment you are authentic and you have the conviction and you put your foot down and say, this is the people that I'm going to talk to, and you start talking to them, everything is going to align itself. I never called anyone to follow me. I didn't even know back then that following was that serious. No, I didn't know that it was important. I just spoke my truth. Whoever wanted to hear it, some people were like, she's heartbroken, Bambi. She's talking about her situations. I was like, it's okay. Muja kuba bulungi. You get it? Okay, so every good speaker has conviction. And some of the conviction that we can talk about, number one is personal conviction. And personal conviction says this: I can make a difference. Like, you know it. For the people that are half-baked, when you go to a place to speak, you're always in doubt about how are they going to receive it. I don't know whether it's going to make a difference. I don't know. Now, for the people that are transformational, people that have conviction, conviction says, I can make a difference. It's possible I'm going to use the same words people use. It's possible I'm not going to speak any new thing, but whatever I am going to say, and in the manner that I am going to say it, because it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it. Because a person that delivers with conviction speaks with authority. A person that delivers with conviction speaks with audacity. A person that speaks with conviction, they do not stammer. They do not second guess themselves. No. And let me tell you, when you're delivering value, you know, you can actually see it in people's faces that they are getting the value. Okay? So you realize that this conviction is not just for public speakers. Even when you're speaking in your business, no one wants a person who speaks about their business in a way that is not, there's no conviction, there's no heart to it. That when you speak and you're like, you know what, I have a private practice and this is what I do. I give, we do one-on-one and we have group sessions and then we have courses and then we have these things. There are people who will speak, now then we have courses. Kale, you can either do one-on-one or you can do group, and then you can do, even your voice, it gives you away. Have you seen people like that? Why? Because you're not so sure. You're like, will they like it? No, it's not about you liking me. I don't go to places to be liked. I don't talk about my business to be liked. No, I know I have created value. I know I have built a brand, and I know I've been on this road long enough that I'm not going to beg anyone to subscribe or to buy. So do you see how it is very important to build your brand? To build a brand that people say yes to every time. There are people who call me, and you're in the middle of it, like you know that I'm out of time for personal sessions. So the personal sessions that I have are evaluation sessions for the people that are here in the mentorship. But someone calls you and is like, you know what, I really need your time. And you're like, I don't have time. I'm like, please, I really, please do anything, whichever amount you ask. And you tell them that, you know what, my 1 hour is 500,000. And they're like, where do I pay? And then you're like, oh God, I thought I was sending them off. You realize why? Because I'm scrambling with time. Not because I don't want, but because I know that I'm tearing myself in 1,000 pieces if I am going to give one-on-one sessions. So I actually run away from them. But you realize because you have it, I can make a difference. And when people actually refer people to me, this is what they say. In this town, if you don't see Bahati, I don't know who you can see. So this is how they come to me like, bangambye bwe siraba gwe sina mulala gwendaba. And I'm like, ani yabikugambye ebyo? Because I want to beat it. And now that is how I've started sending them to the different coaches that have come through mentorship that I know will deliver the kind of value that I would deliver. I cannot refer to anyone that I have not worked in close proximity with, because I know there are so many coaches that are actually taking people's money and not delivering value. They speak one thing and do another. But for the people that I know that have gone through this mentorship, and I know their heart, I know so I know who deals with relationships, who deals with teenagers, so now when people come to me, I start referring to them, because I know that when they go, they will receive exactly what I would have given to them. So, you know you can make a difference. Everybody you lead does not have to believe what you are saying. They only need to believe that you believe in what you are saying. Everybody you lead does not have to believe what you are saying. They only need to believe that you believe in what you are saying. So it is so important that you believe in what you are saying before you say it to anyone. Because for them, they don't have to believe in what you're saying. But all they want to believe is that you believe in what you're saying. Do you understand the difference? Because if you believe in what you're saying, that means you believe it's value. It is value packed. It's like when you go to a doctor and you tell them, and the doctor shows you three different medicines, same medicine but from different countries. And then you're like, doctor, but which one do you recommend? Do you know what we read in that aspect? We are reading what he believes. We don't mind we don't want to know what they are saying, or we are not really what they're saying is not important. But if we believe that they believe UK makes the best medicine, we are buying UK. So we are buying their belief because we know they feel it can make a difference. So you end up taking what you think. And let me tell you, faith is something that is so weird. That is why a person can give you a stick. A person who is rotting with jiggers in a shrine can give you a stick to go and make riches. And you will go, because you believe in it, you will work twice as hard. They will tell you to wake up very early, to go to your stall at around 5 before anyone comes. Okay? And then you brush with that stick. And then you look at all corners while you're saying certain words. Now, they are telling you to do affirmations. Hey, they're telling you what? To do affirmations. They're like, money will come to me today. Whoever is going to look at me will buy from me. Whoever is going to do. So you are affirming yourself. So you are building your faith. What they gave you was just a tangible thing that did not have power. So the power is inside of you. But because you believed in what they believe, it works for you. That is how poor people are making people rich. I used to ask Naye, like, he's poor, like he has nothing. So what kind of audacity do they have in that shrine to make people rich? They are playing with people's psychology. Sometimes they even invite a half a demon and it does not come. Yes. It does not. They cut themselves, they slaughter, they do what, and then they say, today he has refused to come. So conviction, if you want to be a great communicator, your motivation for speaking must be to make difference in people's lives. And to successfully make a difference, you must believe you can make a difference. All right? Number 2, people conviction. Remember, number 1 was personal conviction. Number 2 is people conviction. The moment you believe that people can improve their lives, okay, that belief alone is enough to deliver the value. I wouldn't have proclaimed the mentorship if I didn't believe the mentorship did not add value. Now, I believe in people so much that I know that people have the capacity to expand, to get better, to add on skill, and to perform better. and to become the best versions of themselves. So that means I have a strong belief that every time I show up on Instagram, I show up on the TV show, I am not doing these things in vain. The reason as to why I'm doing them is because I believe I can make a difference. And then I just don't believe in me because that is personal belief. I believe in people that are watching me that they can make a difference in their own lives. That is also powerful. Because if you speak to, have you ever spoken, Anada, think back to your mother or your grandmother when they were speaking to that useless son or grandson in the family. What did they say? I term them as useless because sometimes they have called them useless. They're like, Akati Gwe, I even don't know where you're going to end up. Do you see, like, you already don't have a belief that that person can get better. So you have discarded them. When you discard someone, there is no reason for showing up. But the reason as to why you show up, gently dressed, putting on your makeup, putting on your lipstick, holding your briefcase if you're a man, putting on your coat, is because you believe in the people. You believe in the power of transformation. You believe that they can get better. That when I speak to those children, at least their future will be better than mine. At least they can make decisions now that I was not privileged to make in my days that can take them maybe 10 years ahead of their life. So you believe in the people. And for you to make a difference in people's lives, you must hold the conviction that their lives can be improved. When you have a niche, and then you know your audience, you know that this audience, their lives can be improved. Otherwise, you would not start on it will be a dead mission. But if you think their lives can be improved, that is how you're able to speak to them. And then you're like, they might not improve at once. They might not improve. That is why you will come back tomorrow and you will come back to. That means you'll be like, there are people that are consuming me, and there are people that are consuming me next year, and there are all those people making different decisions, and some improvements are slow. So I might not just show up at once and proclaim and think that the whole world has had, and all the people that were supposed to be helped by me have had. No, I am going to do this. I have done this for 18 years. There is no single day in my life, in those 18 years, where I did not read. There is no single day in those 18 years where I did not write. There is no single day in those 18 years where I did not speak. There is no single day in those 18 years where I did not seek to improve my skills. Okay? So this has been in the making for a long time. But with this mentorship, my belief in creating this mentorship is what I created in 18 years, you could create in less than 2 years. The momentum I have created, you can get the kind of following I have in 1 year, if you chose to. I have created it for 18 years, you can create it in 1 year. You can travel more countries than I have traveled to in 1 year. If you get serious, by the way. Because if you ask yourself, why aren't you doing the things that you're supposed to do? What answer can you give to yourself? Why? Fear. And fear is not real. Fear is self-inflicted. You just choose to believe, because we are talking about belief, you just believe you are useless and so people are not going to listen to you. You just choose to believe that, you know what, this is hard. I think, no, I don't think I can really do it. It's for other people. It's not for me. But the thing is, on your deathbed, you're going to regret the things you did not do. You're going to look back and say, just speaking in front of a camera. Like, seriously. Like, in that moment, you'll be like, you know what? Don't you think Miles Monroe is happy wherever he is? To watch us consume his content like he's still living, and yet he died, how many years ago? 11 years ago? But the guy, you listen to him and it feels like he's still in Jamaica. I bet he has no regrets. Sorry? His legacy moves on. We are still using his content. It's still transforming us. So do you want to die with everything that you have inside of you in the name of fear? Is it worth it? No. It's not worth it. not worth it. Number 3, purpose conviction. Before we go to purpose conviction, just note this. Good leaders, good speakers believe in people. They believe they can change. They believe they can grow. They believe they can improve. And they believe they can do those things. It's the same like we talked about, just adding a little bit more meat to that. But you believe that they can change, they can get better, they can grow, they can improve. You believe in humanity, okay? Because we are serving humanity, okay? Number 3, purpose conviction. When I know my why, then I know my way. When I know my why, then I know my way. One key to a strong conviction in communication comes from knowing your purpose. Belief in yourself and your purpose creates a powerful conviction. Belief in yourself and your purpose creates that intersection. The purpose is evident. And now you believe in yourself. Those are 2 different things. You believe in your purpose, and then you believe your purpose is the reason as to why you're here on earth. Okay? If it's to help and transform other people's lives, in whichever niche that you choose. If you choose to speak about business, if you choose to speak about relationships, if you choose to speak to teenagers, if you choose to speak to dignitaries or CEOs of companies, if you choose to speak about finances, if you choose to speak, as in there's so many things, like the niches are endless, okay? If you check on the Facebook group, I think we have more than 50. So that means you believe in yourself as a person, your abilities to do this, and then you believe in your purpose. So this is how it happens. You're going to write some equations, okay? Number 1 is low personal belief plus low purpose belief. This is why I want you to discover yourself. Some of you are not held back by fear, but you just have low things, okay? Low personal belief and low purpose belief equals to, I won't get started. Like seriously, you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your purpose, so you will not lift a finger to do anything. Are we done with that? Number 2, high personal belief plus low purpose belief equals, I will not continue. High personal belief, you believe in yourself too much, but again, you don't believe in your purpose. So you're like, what's the reason to continue? Because then you don't have a reason to continue, okay? Number 3, low personal belief plus high purpose belief. I won't achieve my purpose. Low personal belief plus high purpose belief, okay, equals to, I won't achieve my purpose. Because you don't believe in yourself, right? So you don't believe that you can achieve your purpose. Number 4, high personal belief plus high purpose belief equals to, I will achieve my purpose. I will achieve my purpose. High personal belief plus high purpose belief equals to, I will achieve my purpose. Are these things clear? Very clear? So we should not go through them. Sorry, number 2, high personal belief plus low purpose belief. You don't believe in your purpose, but you believe in yourself. Then you're like, I will not continue, because then I don't have a why. Okay? Are the rest clear? So your purpose is connected to your strengths, but your purpose is also connected to your personal conviction. What are your strongest personal convictions? Can you articulate them? Your strongest personal convictions. We talked about personal convictions, right? Where you believe I can make a difference. People conviction is you believing for the other people. Personal conviction is what you bring to that table. Even when you have a personal conviction that is undefined, success is huge. Principles are many. Can we narrow them down? When you say, I believe I can get women to rise again, okay? I can make a difference. I can cause the hearts of the fathers to come back to their homes. I believe that by my utterances, by my speech, by my delivery, I can cause brands to align with their purpose. Confidence says, I have done something before. I have something to show for it, and I am sure, without a shadow of doubt. Okay? And then arrogance is, if she can do it, I can also do it. What did she write? She said that she can actually make you, she can turn you into a billionaire in 1 month. I'm also going to copy the same words and say them. I can make you a billionaire in 1 month. As in, you remember that people that say that get entitled because of close proximity to other people. Why is she growing? So the other person is putting in the time. She's not putting in the time, but she wants to claim the same results like the person that is putting in the time. So now, those are the same people that when you read their social media, it's glamorous. When you get face to face, you get disappointed by their performance. When you find them speaking, you're like, God, did I come to a wrong place? You get it? But what they were writing, because they are copying, because they are rooted in arrogance, they should see me. Arrogance is they should see me, they should hear me. While there are people who are dynamites, that no one, even on your social media, you don't have glamorous content. Like, it's not the content that turns heads, but they give you a microphone. And an earthquake will pass through. You get it? Now, you would rather be that authentic with your convictions than be arrogant, but on a baseless foundation. Because let me tell you, the world has a way, reality has a way of bringing you back to terms. It will pull you from up there, and in the least expected moment, where you're in Butala, and all of a sudden, everyone sees your nakedness of who you are. And all of a sudden, you can't pick yourself up again. That is why I say the organic growth, you go from down, you go up, you grow, it's a process, it's painful, it takes time. But when you get up here, no one can bring you down. Because no one put a ladder for you to climb so quickly. No. You went step by step, okay? So arrogance is not the way for us to actually go, okay? So, and then the other thing is, what do you feel? I know that this can be the easiest question to answer for so many people, because what we feel often influences our actions. During a crisis, feelings usually dominate, but they also give us hints about what we are passionate about. What do you feel? Okay? One of you can say, I feel enthusiastic about this. That's why I show up. Okay? Even on my busy schedule, even when I come from afar, even when I would have other programs to do, as in I feel enthusiastic. I anticipate. You know, some of us are here because it's more like you got pregnant with this passion and the baby is growing and you're waiting to see this baby. Okay? You're waiting to deliver this baby. You're like, you know what? I'm not aborting my dream. I'm not aborting my purpose. Every day I'm going to nourish it. I'm going to nurture it. I'm going to feed it. I'm going to clothe it. But I must see this baby being born. Okay? So when I ask you, what do you feel? When you ask a pregnant woman, they're anticipating. They are waiting to see. When she says, give me 2 years, I'll be a household name. That's a feeling. That's how I feel. And you cannot shake that feeling from me. And let me tell you, just like I said, we attract the things. When she says 2 years and below, give her less than 1 year from now. She's going to be what she has said because she could perceive it and she's convinced about it and she's convicted about it. So ask yourself, in the moments where you don't know where your convictions are, ask yourself what you feel. And if what you feel is not positive enough to keep you going, make sure that you realign and decide, because you can decide how you feel. When I ask you how you feel according to so many situations, you could feel otherwise. But when you sit down and say, what do I want to feel? Then you can realign how you want to feel. Okay? And then the other question would be, what do you know? While feelings are valid and can give you clues about your convictions, they are sometimes not based on facts. Right? You can say, I am going to be a household name. But meanwhile, on ground, you're not doing anything. So that you see how feelings can be baseless. But what do I know? Because that is a fact. That I know that is, if I build this at the rate that I am going right now and I don't stop, this is where I'm going to end. I'm going to be an international speaker in the next 1 year. Okay? I'm going to be an award-winning speaker in the next 1 year. I am going to write 2 books in the next 1 year. I am going because you know. Because that is based in the fact. And that is why it's very important to add to what you feel, what you actually know to be the truth. Okay? And then after that we go to, what do you think? Thinking has a great value because it brings feelings and knowing together. It evaluates both and seeks a good conclusion. It acts as a highlighter. Okay? So it brings the best out of emotions and it filters what you know, okay? And then it gives you a good ending about that. So when you say, what do I think? I know this for sure. I feel this for sure. So what do I want to think out of this? So it's an intersection, and so you're able to formulate what you think. What you think is the world is for taking. What you think if others have succeeded, you can succeed. What you think out of the knowledge of what you're doing, sometimes you can be very honest and say, what I think, according to what I know that I am actually procrastinating everything that I'm supposed to do, and then how I feel is slow. I don't think I will ever make it in this world. And then what do I think? I actually think I'm a failure. So do I want to change that? You get it? Because then, in order to change what you think, you must change what you feel and what you know as the fact. Okay? And then, the last one, what will you do? Yeah, because it's not enough to think about it. What are you going to do about it? Because then that's where you start to strategize. That's where you start to strategize. That is where you know when they say that positive psychology is so crucial even in businesses. How you sell, how you speak to people. The moment you speak to me like I'm not going to buy, chances are I'm not going to buy. The moment you speak to me like I am going to buy, I'm your esteemed customer, that even if I don't buy that day, I will be highly convicted to come back. The other day I went to, it was Acacia, and I found that new stall that they have made of Maybelline. I don't know. I mean, my office is here, but Acacia is just a stone throw away. But I didn't know it was there. And so when I went, like, I was so surprised because I used Maybelline. But I usually buy Maybelline UK, and when I'm traveling, maybe in duty-free shops, at airports. And sometimes if I've not traveled, I send for people to buy for me lipstick and makeup and stuff like that. And so I was so surprised when I found it there. I was like, this is an answered prayer. I'm no longer going to buy these things from anywhere else. And so the way the woman handled me, and like I have my bag full of it has my makeup. So whatever she was giving me, I already had. But there are things that I didn't have. She was like, now you can sit down, we can show you. Maybe you're not going to buy now, but you will come back later. And so, like, I felt so convicted. I was like, you know what, I'm coming back. And guess what, I will go back. Because the way she spoke to me, the conviction with which she spoke to me, you could clearly see that she knows what she's doing, and she thinks highly of herself and the business, and so she thinks you deserve to actually have these products. So many areas of our lives while we are dealing with other people. And so I'm not going to, because I was about to cross over into the values, okay, how to communicate with conviction, but I can see our time is fast spent. Why are you frowning your faces? You want us to run through it very quickly? We run through it? Okay, so let's just talk about, the attitude. Okay, When you talk about some of those things that my attitude determines my altitude, we're still talking about the beliefs. There is not much difference between success and failure. Personal growth precedes personal professional growth, helping, all those things. I just wanted to put them together just to show you that our belief system is so strong. What we believe is what we actually become, okay? And sometimes when you take some of those phrases and personalize them and own them, you can actually become what they say, even if the writer didn't believe them. For you, if you read them and you believe in them, you can actually be them. So how to communicate with conviction, okay? Again, I will ask, what do you truly believe in? Do you know your convictions? If not, take time and study them. But for now, number one, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. We gravitate to confident leaders and speakers because confidence is contagious and it helps us believe that there are great things in store. Okay? So if we all gravitate to that, you might as well want to be everything that we gravitate to. So believe in yourself. Believe that you are wise. Believe that you understand quickly. Believe that you can you speak articulately. Believe that you are a good communicator. Believe. But while you believe, do the work. Read, research, do the public speaking. Because next week, I'm giving you an assignment. Next week, we are going to deliver according on conviction, okay? According to our niches and what we believe in, we are going to get a topic, and you're going to deliver that topic, and what we are marking is conviction. So we will give you feedback whether we really feel that there is conviction in what you are saying, okay? Because we want to gravitate towards you, and you can't force us. You can't pull us. You can't. We must be the ones gravitating, but you cannot say, now you come towards me, like what I'm saying, love it, smile, clap. No, you don't seek for that feedback. People just give you free feedback. So believe in yourself. Number two, believe in your message and believe in your audience. The moment you believe in your message, that what I prepared, never deliver any, it's like cooking, never serve anything that you think is not nice. Never. That is why in this, it's a 4-part series of public speaking that we are going. There's the preparation, where we will talk about the preparation. But you should serve something that is going to actually help people. So believe in your message. Do you know that the message, what you are going to deliver, must touch you before it touches anyone else? If it does not touch you, leave it alone. If you look at it and you're like, but this one, leave it alone. Okay? Make sure that it is touching. Okay? And then believe in your audience. When you speak, your conviction becomes contagious. When your focus is on others and the benefits they will receive from your message. Okay? When you speak, your conviction becomes contagious. If your center of focus is other people and what they are going to gain from it. If it's not show off. But if you're like, I'm going to come here and I'm going to show you how I've put on a nice cloth. You know, there are people, the temptation while you're starting to be a public speaker, when they invite you, the temptation to do too much makeup, the temptation to put on too much, and then you want to dance like people have come to celebrate me. No, we have not come to celebrate you. We have come to learn from you. So those are two different things. I've seen that temptation a lot. Someone creates an event, and all of a sudden they want to enter as a mugore and dance and high-five people. And then, when they get to delivering their message, they are like this with the paper. Now, you know, I prepared these things, but you wait a minute, and they cannot say. And even if they fight so hard to steal their hands, by the way, let me tell you, when nerves capture you as a speaker, your brain will not tell you to put down the paper. You know the easiest thing will be to put down the paper or the book. But your nerves will not allow you. Your nerves will continually expose you. When you're with one, it will begin shaking slowly, and then visible. And then when you place two hands, and you fail to read because of nerves. But the thing is, in this, if your focus is on helping other people, you take the focus off you. You take the focus off what you have put on, how you are going to speak, whether you have an accent of Banyarwanda, whether you have an accent of Chiganda, whether by the time they invited you to speak, they saw something in you. So now don't seek to edit your accent. Because as you edit your accent, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You should be focusing on the transformation that people are going to get. That every word that comes out of my mouth should be a double-edged sword. It should cut through. It should perform surgery. It should transform someone's life. And yet you're here, you're like, Oba kabina kange kalabika katya? Oba nasibye bulungi? Eh? You're like, Oba ka high heel ka kuteyo? You're like, Oba ka watu olwanyisa lubuto oyagala duza, you're sucking. Leave your stomach be. It's not your stomach that came to transform people. It's your words. Can you speak? Wanji? You people, number 3. Believe in the power of your words. Words are powerful. There is nothing else Chogenda Kola. Chogenda Kola Kolomoni, you're not going to somersault. You are going to speak. But you hear the intonation that I am using. That the way I would have said, you're going to speak. What would that be? Premature finishing. Sorry? Yes, because it was supposed to be. I built the momentum and I'm supposed to hit a high note. And then, don't you feel like you'd feel disappointed? You're like, they have taken us, and then all of a sudden, left us. So let me tell you, people are attentive about everything and subconsciously attentive. Subconsciously attentive that when you make a mistake in your intonation, even a person who is not a speaker will know that you have made a blunder. For example, the way I have been speaking, and then all of a sudden, you'll be like, what has happened? There's a drop in momentum, there's a drop in speed, and then there's a drop in velocity and volume. That could only mean one thing. Either she remembered something, her brain was interrupted, or it just didn't make sense the way she wanted it to make. So you think, we are thinking about you. You are speaking, but for us, we are thinking for you. We are the most dangerous people to speak to. Okay? So put yourself together when you're coming to speak to us. Just know we are wise. All right? So, believe in the power of your words. Before you can inspire them with any emotion, or before he can inspire them with any emotion, he must be swayed by it himself. Okay? Before he can move their tears, his own must flow. To convince them, he must believe himself. That was Winston Churchill. That before any man can inspire emotions in others, they must be swayed by those emotions. That's why sometimes when you hear me bringing a statement that I think is important, I'll even prepare you for it. I'll be like, for those that are taking notes, you get it. Now I'm informing you that it is powerful. Why? Because it is even powerful to me. While I'm speaking it, it is making a lot of sense. So I'm not speaking to you as if I'm excluding myself. No, we are on the same journey of learning. So while I am sharing, I'm actually learning myself. So I must be touched. It must inspire me. Before I speak my story that is life-touching, before I move anyone to tears, I should be the one to cry. I should be me, moved by emotions first. Okay? So make sure that you have those 3. Believe in the power of your words. Believe in your message and your audience. Believe in yourself if you want to speak with confidence. Okay? A different world cannot be built by indifferent people. A different world cannot be built by indifferent people. A person that is indifferent has no conviction, has no passion. Like it has not gripped his heart. When someone their heart has been gripped by something, they have one thought and one thought only. If I'm going to change the world, I'm going to change the world. But there is one who thinks, the world can change. Today they think, and then tomorrow they're like, I left people a long time ago. People cannot change. People are the same. Go to every African country. Go to every country in this world. People are the same. They never change. If they ever change, they change for worse. Those people will never change the world. Indifference never changes the world. So as a coach, as a speaker, as a business person, indifference should never have any room inside of your heart. If you ever want to prosper, you should not be, even the Bible says that if you are warm and you are not warm, I will spit you out of my mouth. Even God does not work with indifference. He works with people that have made up their minds. And he says that when you know, that when you differentiate the valuable from what is not valuable, then I will make you my mouthpiece. Do we read the same Bible? For those of you that are Bible readers, I will make you my mouthpiece. That means he wants someone that has a conviction about a direction, and a person that is willing to take that direction. And that is how we change the world. That every single day you'll be a believer in people. You will believe that the world can change. But the moment we say, but now our president, you know, how long has he been here? Will things ever change? Things will never change. Our country is going to die like that. You get it? Whether on stage or out of stage, your conviction should be believing in humanity, that there is power in humanity if they are shown what to do, that they can collectively win, that they can collectively make it happen. That should be the power. You should be the one pioneering change. You should be the one, not by getting pistols, not by getting guns, but the power of your words. The power of your words should create stronger families, because stronger families create stronger nations. They should create stronger political systems, not tearing down, not being pessimistic and being cynical. No, we don't win by doing that. We win by conviction. I love you guys. I should wish you a great night.